Hi, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I will show you the watercolor techniques that people normally use. If you haven't watched my previous video about how to start with watercolor and some basic information on watercolor, please check it out. So we will just dive right into it. So I will start with the simple ones that everybody knows about. Let's have a different paper. I will use that paper later, no worries. What I really encourage you to do is actually write these things down, like write it down when you are starting. So the first one would be, I kind of forgot what it was. So when you want to start with your palette, add a little bit of water to your palette, choose a color that you want. Let's go with this one and add it. And with watercolor, the less water, the less water and color you add, the lighter your color is, and then you can add more color and then it gets more intense. So this is called wet on dry, and I think everybody knows that. And now you can add from your clean water. So remember to have two water buckets or glasses, one for washing your brush and the other one clean water. Add water, and then you can take your color and add your color. Basically add color in any way that you want. So let's write it down. So this is wet on dry. This is wet on wet. I think I'm gonna just use another pen. This one was not really good. All right. So these are the basic things, and you can find so many videos on these. But what else can you do? So basically you can do so many things with watercolor, because look at this. This is like the basic, and you can of course combine these. You can add whatever you want. So some of these that I want to try here, I actually didn't try before, so I just want to see how it looks. So let's go for wet on wet again. And I wanted to add alcohol, but I didn't have it, so I'm adding a clone. Ooh. Well, this is also affected, so that didn't work out. Okay. Accidentally alcohol. Or, yeah, spray, let's say. Okay. This is the same, so I'm not gonna write it down. Wow, that looked interesting, right? Especially this one, not this one. This one's also fun. I also had acetone, but I think it should have the same effect, right? I mean, it's probably a little bit different chemically. Something else that you need to know is, for example, I put a certain wash or color, and you see that, okay, now this is too much. What can really help you is to remove this with a dry brush. So just dry your brush and you can easily remove that color. And of course, you can only do it when it's wet, so keep that in mind. But yeah, you still have some traces, and maybe you can, if you add a little bit water and then you try to it's a little bit better, but yeah, basically that's what you can do when you, especially when you make mistake or it accidentally goes into other places that you don't want to. What else you can do? Let's add a color. And dry it. So this is what I love about watercolor. This is actually what you can do. I did not plan on any of this that is happening at this point. So remove with dry brush. I think we can add that to the techniques. So blow dry in different directions. You might think this video is chaotic, but this is actually who I am and how things go with me. So this is very normal. Anyways, so then what I would like to do is to, maybe I should have actually, is to add a different media on top. Looks great, right? And I'm gonna actually try 3 different medias on this one. Oh, I don't have a water-based purple. That's okay, you can use blue. Oh, sorry, a water-based blue. Yes, oh yeah, this one's also good. And what you can do is either use it like this, which I normally do, because look at this beautiful, beautiful textures. I love the textures. Or you can add water. Oh my God, there's still some color in this. Damn. Okay. Or you can add water. Look. And it adds basically your shading. So I know this is probably cheating, but this is fun, and I do that so many times. Also for this. Look. All these media and colors and techniques are there. Why not use it? Who cares? It's your sketchbook or your paper. So, this is wet plus mixed media, let's say. But mixed media doesn't really stop there, because look at this. This is soft pastel mungio, sorry. And this has actually a very funny story. I bought this, I think at least 10 years ago. Yeah. And if you look at them, yes, I know they're so intact. That's because I never use everything to the end. So, but these are soft pastels, so they're chalky. And I actually also use the oil pastels one. There's a video, you can watch it, please do. So let's add the color. And let's try. What do you want me to try? This is another thing that you can try. You don't have to dry it, basically. And you can add water on top while it's wet. You see, you get a little bit of texture and you still, and I do the same for these ones as well, so I don't always dry it. I almost never dry it, to be completely honest. So, but let's say dried. Oh, sorry, I have bad spelling. I don't know. So this is wet plus, this one we can say nail color, polychrome, and water-based color pencil. And this is West plus soft pastel. So these are the techniques, but what else you can do is, maybe it's also good to add this one that some people use, that you can also do it. Just add some color. And you can like have, I think, cloud. See? You can just remove your color with a tissue and it gives you this mystic look. So these are the techniques that you can use, but very important thing is that always, I know I didn't do this for this video, but whenever I'm painting, this is actually what I always do. I take the color, I do this, and then I start. What tapping on this paper does is that it actually gets rid of excessive water, because in the beginning you will have a lot of excessive water. I have a lot better control now. Also, I'm using a very good paper, but when you take your watercolor and then tap, you remove so much of excessive water and you get so much better control. Because in watercolor, everything is about controlling the water the way you want it. And the very important thing is, maybe in every painting, but also especially in watercolor, is to learn about colors. So learning about colors is very, very important. I have a video on how to learn color theory, which is very, very basic, because I also don't go further than that at this point, but you can use it. Oh, I forgot to mention that I also have these water-based markers. Let's see how we can use them. They're not very good quality, so they don't really function as I want them. But look, you can still, oh, that's really nice. of course, I forgot the one of the most important techniques, and that's adding salt. So let's add some colors. I actually had to get salt because I completely forgot. So me. I think probably works better when you have more water. And yes, you can add more water. And we have to let it dry. Oh, I have a very beautiful sun today. So this is finally dry. This definitely took really long to dry. Actually can keep the salt. Now that everything is dry, you can take a look and see, for example, the alcohol, let's say, or the clone made such an effect. I expected so much more, I have to say. And this is for the salt. I will make a painting using these techniques. Maybe not all of them, but and then you can see how they will actually look in a painting, and are you able to use it or not? There are actually so many other watercolor techniques that you can use. You can add the color, add plastic on top or aluminum foil, like let it rest and then remove it and see the texture. And basically you can do that with everything. So I think that's why experimenting is very important. So then you kind of get hang of it, and then you see how it looks and whether you like it or not. You could probably also try alcohol markers and see how would they look. But I mean, I can just spend so many hours on making this video and on continue to experiment. So that's actually what I want you to do. It's also fun. It's also a little bit of a relaxation practice. So don't look at it as a way that, oh, this is a practice, I have to do it, but look at it as a way to have fun with it and how you can actually enjoy this process to get yourself familiar with the textures and how they will look, and all the effects. So this is net plus salt. And maybe when you have a salt grinder, then it will look different or it will look better. So there are just so many things that you can do. Don't limit yourself and go ahead and have fun.